Hi and welcome to Healthy Life Hacks. I'm Jefferies, the present-day wise woman, a realistic naturopath coming to you from the surfing beaches of Australia. This podcast is for those of you who are wanting to really rock your life and health and live from a place of prevention. Let's get into today's episode. I am super excited. I'm here with my Fanny Physio, Dr. Sarah Mattin again, and we're talking about all the all the things that she's doing to me. Everything from where she puts these needles. We're going to do a live example. No, you're not going to see my Fanny for real, but we're going to show you where she puts these needles and where and how we use. I've been using all these kind of toys, which has seriously been such a cool part of my recovery. I am well on the way with my prolapse recovery. So, Sarah, let's dive in. What are we going to talk about first?
What should we talk about?
Needles or toys? Look at the length of these things. They are acupuncture needles. They're big, and she puts them in me. Let's start with the needles.
In the pelvic foot, that's the most exciting.
All right, all right, we're going to turn this around. Come on, Sarah.
Yeah.
Tell us about these needles.
So these actually, believe it or not.
And if you're not playing along looking at the video, if you're just listening, sorry to digress. If you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple or wherever you're listening to it, if you go to my YouTube channel, I'll put a link in the show notes. If you search, Healthy Life Hacks on YouTube, you'll find my podcasts or you'll find my channel and you'll be able to find this episode there. So you can watch because she's actually going to needle the model. I'm going to hold this up.
I hope my insurance company doesn't find this.
Imagine we're now looking at what Jen's pelvic floor and bits look like for real. And so this is very real because this is such an invaluable treatment, I reckon. It's my anus.
Yep. Uranus.
That's Uranus. One day we'll grow up and be adults and not laugh every time someone says Uranus.
Never.
No, we're always going to do
Not
that.
in this room.
Yeah. Okay. So Uranus, Fanny hole,
yep.
Clit,
yep.
urethra.
Yep.
And so this is a model for those who are able to watch. It's got all the muscles and everything in the pelvic floor. So we talked about in the previous podcasts about we're playing with the ones that just go around the front, the middle. Those front two I'm really strong with. My butthole one, the butthole part, which is...
You're not a tight ass. That's
I'm not a tight ass. I wish I was a tight ass. My fanny wouldn't have fallen down. Anyway, so it's getting better. It's getting better.
Yeah.
So talk about this and why and how do you do these needles like this?
Yeah, it raises a lot of eyebrows. People come in and they go, I've heard you do this pelvic floor needling electrocution thing. How do you do that?
Yeah.
And I think they're just expecting, like I said to you earlier, I think they're expecting to come in and lay down, spread eagle on the table.
It's not quite like that. She does use a towel.
Fire needles. Yeah. It's a little classy.
And she doesn't throw them. She does place them properly, but
yeah.
They're going in. That's all I can say. And that's before she puts electrodes on them.
Yeah.
These actually get wired up.
So we hook them up.
All right, come on. You're gonna needle me.
Yeah, I'm going to. So what we do?
Show the length of these things first. Show this close. You got to see this, guys. They are
75 millimeters.
75 mil long.
I get nice juicy thick ones. They're 0.35 millimeters thick.
And how much of that goes in me?
Well,
about 30 mil. You'd say.
Cover your eyes. Look away. Earmuffs.
I've never seen these needles till today.
Just this much.
That's like 30 mil.
That's like, yeah.
She goes in like 30 mil. I've just gotten off the table from having a treatment.
Yeah.
She's never shown me these needles before. Appropriately.
With good reason.
I don't know about next treatment, Sarah. Anyway, they're big.
Important.
Yeah, they're 7.5 centimeters long and about 3 centimeters deep. They go. They're an acupuncture needle.
Yeah.
So, and Sarah is qualified in this. She studied exactly this needling for pelvic floor in the States. Just so you know, it's all very real and legit.
It is.
But
flew to Milwaukee, met with the pioneers, the girls that pioneer this stuff. And what we did was the needling, but we also did what's called neuromodulation, which We're going to show that in a second too.
Okay.
Once we get some of these guys in.
All right, here we go.
So,
She's going to needle.
we've got
If you're watching the
massive
video
needles.
to,
Yeah.
how do you want me to hold this?
So-
How do I, well, I lay on the bed like that.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I lay on the bed.
That's how
On
you
the
like it.
side,
Yep.
with my legs bent kind of in that
Bent up a little
that
bit.
bent
so I
up
can-
position.
I can get to what I need to. 'Cause,
Yes.
you know, it's a nice big pelvis, but in working space. So if we get this way a little bit,
Yep.
what we do, these pelvic floor muscles, they're muscles like anywhere else. And so what I do is I come in. This isn't going to be a perfect approximation, but
It won't go in quite the way flesh does.
no, but we come in and we do a couple down this way.
Yeah, they're not going to go in as
Yours are
into
way
rubber.
Yours are way better. And then
They go in deeper than that, but
Yeah,
that's
they-
just
yeah, they do.
flesh is different to a rubber model.
And then we come in here because we're getting that. I don't know if you remember podcast 1, but we are getting levator ani, which is a big powerhouse in control of. That's okay. The badge is more important than my face. Usually my face.
Got a badge in my face.
Yeah, usually my face isn't this close either. I'm a little further
It's
back.
very strange having a straight woman this close to my badge all the time. I just want to say that. And I love that I really seriously, I love that you make it so matter of fact.
Oh yeah.
This is incredibly confronting for a lot of women.
Yeah.
And you made me feel so comfortable right from the start. So thank you. That's a talent.
I just led you blindly down the garden path so then I could hook up the
This is for real what she does.
the booster kit.
For those who are watching,
Yeah.
she
Black stronger, red's a little bit less. So if we want to target somewhere like the front, we go.
You put the stronger ones on the front. Now you're
Stronger
explaining
one.
this to me. I've just been letting you do this to me.
blindly for weeks. You're crazy.
I know.
You need your tit checked.
Yeah.
You didn't even ask me what I was doing. You just let
I
me
just
do it.
trusted you. You're
So this
a doctor.
This is what it looks like.
All right.
Okay.
Wow.
So we get these guys hooked up. Now, mind you, in real life,
There's
when
all
that-
flesh over
Yeah,
all that.
when the pelvis is in plastic and it's a bit easier to work with, we angle our needles away from the midline. So we don't go into anything important. I don't want to puncture your rectum. I don't want to puncture your vaginal vault. Your
And
canal.
they're acupuncture needles. They're mind-blowingly fine, although they look quite thick there
They
on the camera.
And I'm going to give a little shout out actually to Kelly and Tina,
Okay.
the girls that I did the course with in
Yeah.
America, because I went in there. I'm a Canadian by birth, but I've lived in Australia for ages. And they were like, "Where's everybody from? Where are y'all from?" Which was epic. And I went, "Australia."
And they went, "No, you're Canadian."
Sound. And they pulled out this box and they use needles even bigger than this. And I went, not on this, girl. You are barbarians. And by the end of the course, they gave me a box of needles to take home. They use even bigger ones. I don't think
Whoa.
I've shown you those, but those
No need to show me those
horrible.
ones. Anyway,
So,
so what
after
she
that-
does, I'm laying there comfortably with needles hanging out of,
Yeah.
for those who are not visually watching, there are needles around either side of my butthole and just behind the opening of my fanny hole.
Yep. And sometimes we come a little
And for
bit.
North Americans, remember, fanny is your vaginal opening.
Mhm.
Okay.
We target where we need to target.
Yeah. And so for me, it's a rear wall prolapse.
Yes. You have rear wallets issue. And then we come in with this guy, and this guy
This
is
machine.
our electrical guy. So this literally puts electrical voltage
It's like a TENS
through the
machine.
needle. Yeah, really.
I
simple.
get my fanny zapped and my butthole zapped. Yes,
And-
I do.
We can play with it. We can adjust how fast it goes if we want to work on pain.
Yeah.
If we want to work on I gotta go, I went.
Yeah.
Urge incontinence, we can do a different slow speed setting. We can go high, fast speed for like the cough, sneeze, wheeze.
Yeah.
And then we can do like, here we come, Mount Olympus.
Ramping it up, making it really strong. And that's what she does to me. Well, you work
Yeah.
up to it. Like
We
today
have-
you started, you ended up at 40 hertz, but
We
you
did.
started up around
We-
10,
Yeah,
5,
we did a
10.
warm up at 10, and then we upped the game and dropped and upped the game.
Yeah.
So
And that's a treatment I go through twice a week. Yes, I front up for this twice a week because I'm fast tracking getting it done.
And then she thanks me for it. And
I pay her
she
for
pays
it.
me for
I
it.
know, it's
And
crazy.
now she's telling all you about it.
Because it's helped me. I'm telling you, because it's helped me. So yeah,
Very
these the needles go in. This is one treatment.
Yeah.
And for real, I was, when I first, and if you listen to the other kind of ones, podcasts we did, we talked about, when I first realized that's what would happen, doctor, diagnose it. Yeah, do your Kegels. And I did reels about do your Kegels. I realized I was not doing my Kegels right. This is, you cannot get anything more specific, exactly right on the mark And like you say, so front or back, stronger or weaker, depending, it's absolutely tailored to what your pelvic floor prolapse is.
What we need. Yep.
Yeah.
Prolapse wise, if you've got way overactive pain, vaginismus, can't get wheeze out, you got to push to get the wheeze out.
Yep.
All sorts of things. There's a different treatment protocol.
Different settings on all of it.
For each one. But yeah, you can be so specific, and the most stim comes at the very tip of the needle. So I can literally within a millimeter adjust what I'm working on.
Yeah.
Instead of your brain trying to tell your pelvic floor, okay, we're squeezing. And then you kind of go, am I squeezing? Can I feel it? What's happening?
Yeah, because some days when you put the needles in, and she'll turn it on to say, where, and I can feel whether it's upper or lower. Yeah. I can feel all that kind of stuff. And so I can specifically tell her what I'm feeling, and she'll go, hang on, we're just going to change that one a bit, and you'll bring it out or move it, depending on what I'm feeling. So it's incredibly specific.
Yep.
So that's amazing. Look at those needles. It's nuts. And remember, they usually go in half that depth, but this is a rubber model, so they're not going to go into that. But into flesh, they do. I promise. It's like if you ever have acupuncture, it's no different. Yeah. It's the tiniest.
It's in an awkward area.
It is an awkward area. I don't think you get paid enough. No, I'm not paying you more, but I don't think you get paid enough. All right, a couple of the other toys. The things we've done. So that's what I do here in the clinic with Sarah.
Yep.
But then she sent me home with this thing called a pelvitone. I've been using that.
That one's a nice one. This is like the lazy man tool.
This is the dummy. We call it the dummy.
Yeah.
And this gets inserted with this way, the electrodes at the silver sides, and I insert it this way. I lay down comfortably on the bed with my legs up open. I insert it. If you're visually watching, it looks like a dummy.
Looks like a dummy.
It's about 3 inches long. It's about 3 inches long. It's got an electrode either side, which is just a smooth metal part. And I saw it on their website today. They do a gold-plated ones for people if they're nickel irritant.
Yep.
Anyway, just a little bit of gel. Insert that.
There we go.
And then it goes on this machine. Talk about the machine.
So the machine's really cool in the sense that my ace in my sleeve, my most effective treatment that I've got is the needling. But if you're
I'm not getting needled every
day,
and I travel. This is my traveling tool.
Yeah, you'd love to come 6 days, 7 days a week.
I really want to get needled 6-7 days a week.
The beauty of that is if you don't have a physio in your home or a therapist in your home that does the acupuncture, one of these guys I send people home with, and they can do it every day or every other day. It's so easy. It's 20 minutes before bedtime, although we're about to up you to the 45 minutes.
Yeah, I do it in the mornings. I do it in the morning, whether I exercise or sauna or surf or whatever. I come home and I choose to do it then, because at the end of the day, I just want to be switched off.
You forget about it. I had actually one lady complain because I changed her program from a 20-minute program to a 45-minute program. Now I'm going to have to find a new show on Netflix to watch. I need an hour show.
I meditate. I meditate or chant. I do not. I'm gone. I really, this is self-care healing time. So that's the dummy. That's that one.
Yeah.
It's called pelvitone. If you want to, I'll put a link in the show notes. You can go and have a look at what they look like.
It's got presets. Again, we can target what we want to target. And it's just it's the lazy man's wake up so that it can do it at home. I'm going to take this moment in time too to put the disclaimer out that we had a chat too. It's not just the needles, or it's not just the pelvitone. We just do this and that fixes it.
No.
Jen's doing so much other stuff too. We're doing a perifit, which we'll chat about in a minute, which there is no help there. So the needles do the work. They talk to everything. The stim does the work. You lay there, it does the job.
Yep.
That's not long-term. That's not going to fix things or make things better long-term. It's going to feel better and work for a while, but you got to put in the work.
You've still got to do the work.
You got to put in the work. And that's where I start to like to bring the brain into it as well, and get the brain and the machines going. And then eventually we pull the machines out one by one. We pull away the acupuncture and then we pull away the pelvitone. And then you've got your perifit. And
my perifit I'll keep for my maintenance the rest of my life. It is a bloody clever tool. We'll talk about it in a sec. The other thing we do, and it will be a separate podcast that's recorded next month, is I also have a pessary.
Yes.
Which is in another physio. I go to her for that. And that's so that I can still exercise and surf.
Yep. And
So
that's your patch them up tool. So
it is. It's just a Band-Aid so I can get active again and do things.
Do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So PeriFit. PeriFit is an app. It's this cute little, it's the app that's the symbol of it. It's called PeriFit. We'll put a link into to make it easy. They come in pink or green. I got the pink one.
I want a pink one.
For those who are
pelvic floor issues, but I still want a pink one.
I've got a pink one. So for those who are not playing along on the video, who are actually listening, this is 4 inches.
Yeah.
It's about a 4-inch long.
I thought that was 12 inches.
I'm the lesbian. I don't know the size of these things. Anyway, it's a very comfortable. It's really interesting, but so it is an app. That the app is called PeriFit, and I'll put a link in the show notes. Okay, and I'll put a link where you can get a discount. You can buy it cheaper because it's a couple of $100, but you can get it
cheap, but they're well worth it.
Yeah, you can get it. I'll give you a link so you can get it 20% cheaper. So look for that or email me either way. So you talk about it because it's. I don't want to hold it. I hold it when I'm having my treatments, and I'll dig out some of my results.
Dr. Sarah Mattin, coming to you live from the. Sorry.
Okay, it looks like a hot pink, electrified dildo. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's a dildo.
But it's interesting. It's shaped. It's got sensors, which you explained to me. You can't cheat using this app.
Yeah,
it's got sensors top and bottom.
They're 2 really good sensors. So that's why I like this guy the best in my clinic, because what I found a lot of people do is they go, I'm squeezing my pelvic floor, and then they push down like they're gonna have a poo.
Yeah,
and so they're pushing their abdominals down, which then
not the pelvic floor
down,
yeah,
which makes it worse.
Yeah.
So when you bear down and push down like you need to go poo and you're struggling to get it out, that's actually making your pelvic floor worse. We do not want that. This thing is fantastic because when we've got
it tells you when you're playing the game, if you're playing properly.
It says, are you squeezing this? Yes, you are. But also, are you cheating? And if you're cheating, it's going to tell you.
It does.
Yeah.
It totally shows you if you're cheating in the way the game plays.
And the other thing too, I've seen a lot actually, is people put these in and they go to squeeze their pelvic floor and they actually push it out. And that's when I go, no.
That's
you're
not pelvic floor.
Your pelvic floor up.
Which is that lift.
Pushing down with your arms. Yeah.
Yeah.
These guys are cool. They're Bluetooth.
It is Bluetooth. This is what the app, the inside of the app. Yep. So you're ideally looking for 3 to 5 workouts a week. It's 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Yep, Bluetooth. There it is. It's on. We'll see if it picks me up.
It might pick you up, yeah.
It might not.
And they go for 5 years.
And there's all these
batteries.
There's all these different games. I'm not a games person, but I am. Well, no, only for this. There's all these different games, and they track through depending. You set it up. You did it. You set it up to what was happening in my pelvis to start with. And so it structures you calibrate it before you play every time.
Yeah.
So if you're having a weaker day or so. Yeah,
the stronger you get, the harder it makes the games automatically. It does it for you.
So speaking about, for those playing along, we'll just so the first time I did it, I played it here with Sarah in the clinic. And the strength, let's talk about strength.
Yeah.
My strength, she said, Jen, you are just about the worst person I've ever had here. I said, thanks, Sarah. So,
but we're going to fix that.
Yeah. So my Fanny strength was, and I've got it here to prove it, was 169 grams. So I could literally hold 106 or squeeze a contraction that was 169 grams. And I've improved, look at that. 1,039 grams. I can hold a kilo with my Fanny now. That's improvement since September. 2 months.
2 months.
2 months. That's dramatic for me.
That's massive.
And then for anyone, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is control. So how long the endurance, how I could hold for?
Yeah.
4 seconds was what I used to be. Now I'm a solid 20 seconds and more all the time. Like that's real cool measurable results, and the game measures all that stuff for you.
It's nice, and you track over time. And actually, something that wouldn't apply, I'm going to say, to your age category is also a lot of the time you can actually see what happens pre and during and post period, menstruation.
I did. That's
So
not mine.
not your problem.
No,
But
I'm barren.
in people that are still having menstruation
Periods.
cycles, periods, you can actually see. And what'll happen is you'll go, oh, why am I so good this week? And then I suck next week.
What, progesterone strong,
It
high or
depends on
whatever.
the phase,
Wow.
on which phase you're in.
Look at that.
So
that makes sense.
That's a nice one too. Yeah, because
Okay.
then you know when you're at risk of injury. Because when you're at your weakest.
It's cool. You know,
Yeah.
it's got all these it graphs everything to show you visually the areas that you need to, and it knows, it's remembering through the games what you aced and what you didn't.
Yep.
And it changes the games every time to help you work on the parts that you need to.
Yeah.
So I'm impressed. I'm impressed with this thing.
This one's really cool. This one, there's no help. So
No,
the needles,
you're doing all the work.
The needles are passive treatment. You just hang out. We chit chat about all sorts of random things.
We do. We're quite
All
random.
sorts of-
Two ADHD women together.
Let me tell you this stuff.
We have great conversations.
We do.
Yeah.
And then we go step down to the pelvic tone, which is help. But then we start to work you in. And then this is like
You're doing all the work.
You're doing the work.
But specifically, and you can't cheat.
You
That's
can't
the thing.
cheat,
The
and
game will go,
it
you've
calls
lost. Yeah, it
Yeah,
does. And you
it
will
calls
not
for them.
advance in the games
No.
unless you're doing your contractions right. The only way you
Yeah.
can advance in each game is by nailing your contractions.
By improve them. Now, Jen doesn't know that I'm about to do this, but
What?
I'm about
You're not putting it on camera.
No. What? There's something I prepared. A little
Oh, no. She doesn't scare me at all. This has been incredibly eye-opening. I got to tell you, this has been big for me. It's been big. It was the last thing I ever expected to happen to me, but I'm on a mission now to help women, whether you've just got like little wee incontinences or whether you've got a full-blown prolapse like me.
Stuff, prolapse, pain,
Anything.
all the things.
Find a Fanny Physio. There are specific. These guys are specialists.
Yeah, they're everywhere. I had someone in earlier who said, I trust you completely, except when I'm on your table.
Yeah. And she's got a sign on the wall there that says, sorry, not sorry.
I do. It's just like the expectation.
Go, what's under the cover?
Look, it's a gold star.
I get the gold star.
Jen,
You don't.
Gets a gold star.
Because I've actually graduated.
She's done all 10 levels on the PeriFit, and she is my only pupil who has
Really?
ever done this. Yes.
I've completed all 10 levels. I have graduated PeriFit. And now for real, I'm using it for prevention. I wish I'd known about that thing. If you have no problems with this, I really, really recommend this as a preventative. You know, with everything I talk about here with Healthy Life Hacks and everything with my naturopathic stuff, this is a biohack, guys. This is a biohack for healthy pelvic floor for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
It's an essential tool.
You know what's going on until you have a problem a lot of the time.
I had no hints. I had no pee hints. I had no idea.
No. And the funny thing is, the deeper we've gotten with you into rehab, the more we've both kind of gone, ooh, this has probably been building for a while. This has been going for a while.
Yeah, I've got a stage 4. So it's my uterus has decided to try and exit my body. Sits around at different depths, just inside or just outside my inner lips of a day. It's a proper protrusion.
Depending on what you've done and what you've
I've had to stop wearing G-strings. I've gone to wearing briefs, bamboo briefs I wear now. I've been a G-string wearer for decades. I now wear bamboo briefs because a G-string's too uncomfortable.
So you stopped wearing the G-string, but you still use the jackhammer. And
I know. That's the thing, like she said. So she can tell what I've been doing of a day. Too much gardening or, building projects around the house without the cube in means it lays low by the end of the day. It's just gravity.
It is.
It's just gravity. Yeah. So huge learning.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I have more toys.
You got a lot of
than those toys.
Yeah.
That I've never had. However, if you're listening to this and you've got any kind of wee things or any kind of prolapse of any description, I really encourage you to get great help. Go and find someone who's not every physio does Fanny's. Does this stuff?
Oh, no. Fanny's, this is a whole special subset, and there are pelvic health physios for women and men. And
because you treat a lot of guys too. Guys get pelvic floor as well.
Yep. Some do internal stuff, some don't do internal stuff, some use this, some prefer not to.
Yeah.
Everybody's different, and it doesn't matter who you see, you just got to find the right fit for you.
Yeah.
and you just open conversation.
Yeah.
Because from my side of things, the more you tell me, the more I know how to help you.
Yeah, and like I swing between you and Georgia, my other Fanny Physio, who's helping me with the pessary side of it.
Yeah, she does stuff that I don't do.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Awesome.
So get the right help. Go and check out a pracky. Anything else you would like to leave our listeners with? And we also, this is a crazy Canadian Aussie chick. Call you a Ken Aussie.
That's us.
You're a Ken Aussie.
That's me.
And I'm so thankful for all the treatments you've been helping me with.
Yeah, it's been fun, let me tell you.
It's been interesting.
I'm glad you're improving. I was just thinking, like, my mom's flying in tomorrow morning. Should I give her one of these as a gift when she gets off the plane?
I can't even comment. She's holding up a perifit for those who are just listening along. All right, anything for real? Okay, let's be serious. What's your closing comment about Fanny? Oh, it's that time of day.
Funny Fanny Physio.
Yeah.
I think the comment, you nailed it. It's just find someone, get some help. Everybody's got different available options. Everybody's got different ideas. Just do something.
Yeah.
Biggest bottom line is there something can be done. It may not fix things. The F word isn't always great. But gosh, it can make it a lot better, or teach you how to manage it.
Yeah.
Teach you how to get through life without lying on your back with your feet up all day long, hoping it, gets
that
better.
It just slides back in.
Yeah. Just find somebody and get some help. It's out there.
And these women who specialize in this are incredibly skilled at not making you feel I've spoken to women who feel shame.
Yeah.
They feel every emotion, because it's really quite confronting when something like this happens.
It is.
So I promise they will make you feel comfortable. Just be really honest with them where they're at.
Yeah.
Ask a friend who they go and see.
Yeah.
Is probably a good way.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this is a subject that needs to be talked way more about. Women do not talk about this. It's insane. I've found out it's insanely common.
Yeah.
Since it's happened to me.
Absolutely.
I've got girlfriends I had no idea peed themselves.
Yeah. And that's it's
easy fix, and way younger than me too.
Yeah. I think the oldest lady I've had amazing. I've discharged her, 83 years old. 83? You fixed her and set her on her way? 20 years of wetting herself and soiling her pants. And I don't see her anymore. I don't need to. She's got a nice little regime. Took a bit. She did the work, but we got her there. So it's not an age thing. No. It's not I'm too old. I had too many kids. It's been going for too long. That's not the case. No. And if you listen to the podcast, which is the one before this one, number 180, where Maz, my acupuncturist, she's talking about it. She had a prolapse in her 20s. Yeah. Just working too hard, just too much, too busy. Too much. And so in that podcast, we talk all about spleen and how literally us being busy people is part of us getting prolapses. Yeah, it's interesting in Chinese medicine. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. We are out of here. Thanks. I think. Yeah. See you next treatment now. Seeing those needles. Let's see if I really come back or not. Bye. I want to thank you for being here today. If you enjoyed my podcast, please let me know by leaving a review on Apple Podcast. Every month, I draw one lucky person who leaves a review, have a free 1-hour consultation with me. Be sure to subscribe to the show wherever you're tuning in from so that you always catch the next episode. I welcome your emails, and you can write to me at podcast@healthylifehacks.com.au. Until next time, remember, when it comes to life, live it, love it, and get on with it.